Hey everyone, welcome to Tap Titans 2 Ultimate Build Guide. Now there's 5 main build types in Tap Titan 2, Pet builds, Clan Ship builds, Shadow Clone builds, Heavenly Strike builds and Silent March builds. Now I've covered the Shadow Clone build in the last video. I'll put a link to it in the description above, but today we're going through the Heavenly Strike build. Now with the Heavenly Strike build needs a high level in Angelic Radiance, so it's likely to be half your current skill points. It's quite heavy, the amount of points is needed. There are 3 main types of Heavenly Skill builds you can choose from. So the first one is a Heavenly Strike with Mani Mana, which requires around about 400 plus skill points. And the second one is a Heavenly Strike with Mana Siphon, which requires around about 600 skill points plus. And then there's Heavenly Strike with Fairy Charm, which requires around 400 plus. I myself use the Fairy Charm Heavenly Strike because that just seems to be the quickest for me. Now, which pets should you use? Equip the lowest level one of these. So this is all damage, all gold, or tap damage. What I mean by equipped the lowest level pet, I mean with pets there's 2 types. There's your active or your passive bonus tributes. You find out at lower levels, so below 100%, the passive bonus actually gives you a better at lower stage than your active at a higher stage. I'll show you what I mean on the video to the right, but if you equipped your lowest level, all these all damage or gold or tap damage, that'll give you the best results. Up until they're 100, then it doesn't matter, they're at the max anyway. Now for the first of the heavily build types, there's 3 different ones. This is going to be the first one, which involves Mani Mana with no anchoring shot. Then you want to have your skill points distributed as so feel free to pause this video and to change up your skill points. Now the next one is the skill points with Mani Mana and anchoring shot. So the previous one without anchoring shot, this is with, and again change up your skill points. I will show the type I'm rocking with this heavenly build on the video to the right, so I'll show you the setup I'm doing. I use this one because I find out that it's just a bit faster for me, and I said I deal with fairy gold sourcing, so that's why I chose this one a bit more. Now talking about gold sources, there's 3 main types. There's your Heart of Midas, your Fairy Gold, and your Chesterton Gold. Now your Heart of Midas, this is the best for farming. You get consistent gold income at a fast rate and still good for pushing, but it's not as strong as Fairy. Fairy Gold, as I mentioned before, is what I use, mainly because it's the best out of 3, because you get the most from the income because you've already got your spell point spend in the tree, and also if you've got VIP access, you can just drop them quite quickly without having to worry about watching any adverts. It's quite quick. With Chesterton Gold, is probably the slowest out of 3. Due to Heavenly Strike having a big smash through the Titans, you would have to then stop at bosses to actually farm Chesterton, so it's really not practical at all, so I wouldn't bother with that one. Now for equipment to use, the secondary stats is order of importance. Again, I'll show you what I mean on the video to the right. So for sword, it's your critical damage, all damage, or tap damage, and for your secondary source, you want Heavenly Strike, Fire, Sword, Deadly Strike, and Warcry. For your helmet, you want sword attack damage, and ground hero damage, boss damage, or flying hero damage. And then for your armor, you use 2 different types. So you can have, if your gold source is between the Chesterton and Fairy, like I am, then you have Chesterton, Stealth, or all gold with your secondary of Hand of Midas gold or Fairy gold. But if you're using the pet Heart of Midas, so gold source, then you want your boss, Stealth, and all gold suit with your secondary of Hand of Midas and Heart of Midas gold. And your aura will be sword primary, and with your secondary as Mani Mana and 10 times boss or multiple fairy. So your slash will be your Heavenly Strike, and your secondary is all probability, Deadly Strike, critical chance, and porter chance. Now your main Heavenly Strike artifacts to use, if your highest is starting from the left to lowest to the right. So your highest will be Drunken Hammer, and then Samoski Sword, and then Strife Piece, Hero's Blade, the Sword of Storms, Fairy's Bow, the Charm of the Ancients, followed by Tiny Titan Tree, Helm of Hermes, Oath's Burden, Titania's Scepter, Titan's Mask, Bring of Ragnarok, and Elixir of Eden. and that's for if you had the many mana farming going on. So level these ones as your priority, and followed by any other artifact. Now, just a breakdown. So with the Heavenly Strike build, you have to consistently hit your Heavenly Strike active skill throughout the whole run. This is what makes it one of the quickest and fastest builds. You can do it a lot faster by just smashing it to get smash through effect. People tend to use this on the first run of the tournament, as it can be used for pushing well, because on the first run of a tournament you can't use Porter, so having this Heavenly Strike build makes the first run quicker, and then on your second run you can have both for even more faster effect. Note, if you hit Titans per stage hit higher than 70, it's likely that the Heavenly Strike will stop working for you. You can get more smash skip from the Mystical Impact passive skill. So you level up your tournament points. I'll show you what I mean on the video on the right. And from the Anniversary Platinum Legendary set, so maybe it's worth investing your shards and completing an Anniversary set, so if you haven't got it already, to help boost this Heavenly Strike build. Now, if you want to do a many mana Heavenly Strike build, so the reason you might do a many mana is because with using the Heavenly Strike skill, it uses a lot of mana, so this would be a good mana income source. I use fairy drops as a mana source because they tend to drop a lot of mana for me. But if you don't have that build, then your many mana is your second best bet. This is great for farming, but not good for pushing. Reason being is that you need to kill normal Titans with Shadow Clone for farming many manas, and also your Shadow Clone becomes too weak from killing normal Titans. That's the end of your run. You need a minimum of 5 points in many mana and 10 points in ambush. The optimal angelic radiance level, so refer back to the skill point chart previously. The Oberyn pendant artifact, so you need to have that. Needs to be level max to give you a +8 many mana chance of dropping, and many mana enhancement on your aura currently equipped. To farm many manas with your Shadow Clone, if you get stuck on a boss, cancel the fight and end the farm with many manas. If you have a higher aura / primary boost, you can switch this to make your Shadow Clone stronger and farm easier. Now, the third one, the Mana Siphon Heavily Strike build. This is great for both pushing and farming. The mana regeneration is more consistent with this build. You usually need a high level of skill points in Limit Break and Mana Siphon, but if you don't have enough, then you can use 12 skill points in Tactical Insight and 12 points in Mana Siphon as a kind of a lesser version than using Limit Break. Optimal Angelic Radiance level and Chain Clockwork Legendary set for increasing your Shadow Clone multiplier. So again, if you're doing this Mana Siphon build, then I would recommend investing shards in that. The Mana Pot perk is just the Mana Potion. You can, if you have any, it's worth activating that to increase your mana pool from all resources times 1.5 for 12 hours. A Fairy Charm Heavily build set. This is one I tend to use. It just makes it fast to me. It's not for everyone, but it works for me. This is just for pushing, as it's too slow to really use for farm. This is not mana source, but if you build very high mana regeneration per minute, then you can use your regeneration skill points in making the build stronger. If you have Fairy Charm Max, it will give you more fairy drops for more mana and active skill. VIP status, which will be beneficial for skipping ads, as I mentioned before, and optimal Angelic Radiance level. Again, see the skill point chart earlier. You need at least 70 mana min with Mana Pot active. That's your Mana Potion perk. And high multi-spawn Fairy Chance. So Fairy Charm, you want that maxed out at 10 on your skill chart. Now, I hope this guide has been useful. If it wasn't explained a bit more, because this one's a bit more complicated with the Heavenly Strike build, because there's 3 different variants. So no need to have three different variants. So your Mana Siphon, Mana Regenerations, and your Fairy, but you also have 3 different gold sources you can choose from as well. You might have to watch this through a couple of times to get the understanding of 3 different types, because sometimes you have to mix them up. So you might have to mix up your gold source, which might be good for Fairy, but then you haven't got the right artifacts to use the Fairy build, so you might actually change it to the mini Mana Siphon. So just see which is the best for you. The first one I would recommend is check your equipment, see if your equipment and your equipment boost matches and what artifacts you have, and then build your skill points from there. Any questions, leave a comment below. Thank you very much for your feedback and for watching these videos. I will be releasing the, I think, final one of this build shortly. There are other builds coming, so if you're enjoying them, hit the bell button and subscribe, because there's many more coming, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care. Bye.